And welcome back to Whiskey Buds.
Hi, everybody.
Kurt. I'm Kurt.
I'm out of you.
I'm Kurt.
I'm Billy.
All right. Now that we got that out of the way, good introduction. Now that you know who we are, because, this is probably the first episode you've ever seen. Here we are. We are on a search for 100 whiskeys that Billy won't like. We are doing well so far.
Guess you're out of you too.
All right. So we have a very interesting whiskey today. It's an experimental whiskey from a distillery that's very well known. But this is one of their offshoots, which is kind of an interesting thing because I have tried some of their basic whiskeys, like their 12-year-old. Actually, I even tried one of their 21-year-old whiskeys.
And you're calling that basic?
No, the 12-year-old is the basic, but the 21-year-old, on the other hand, was. And I got to tell you that, like, the 12 I just didn't care for. And the 21, it was like way better than the 12, but I still didn't, like it. For a 21-year-old whiskey, it just didn't do it for me, right?
Okay.
So, but with the experimental series, I kind of explore different venues, and I think this one really is a winner. So, without further ado, if anybody hasn't figured it out, we're talking about Glenfiddich. It's a Scotch, single malt Scotch. This one being a peated Scotch whiskey, so smoky. So much like the Brimstone we tried, 2 episodes ago?
So you're saying you don't like their original stuff?
No, not really. I mean,
I've heard this name, and people have talked well of it, I think.
Glenfiddich, Glenlivet, and Macallan, the 3 big Scotch names. And anyone who talks, and honestly, the Macallan is like one that I didn't know much about, but I knew Glenfiddich, and I knew Glenlivet. And the Glenlivet, I can't say I cared much for the 12-year-old, but I tried their 21-year-old, the Archive, at the same afternoon that I tried the 21-year-old Glenfiddich, sorry. And the Glenlivet 21-year-old was really good. The Glenfiddich just, I don't know, just, like I say, just didn't keep up. Okay. I preferred the 18-year-old Johnny Walker over the Glenfiddich 21. That might be blasphemy for some people, but that's just the way it was.
I don't think I've had Johnny Walker.
No, but we have 5 or 6 or 8 of them up there to try.
Okay.
And we do have an 18-year-old up there. So you get to try that. Anyways, this is very interesting because this little thing says that it's called Fire and Cane.
Got a little book.
Yes, this is a peated. Oh, look at this. Sorry. Read. All right, I'll pour. You read.
Okay, so I see Fire and Cane. This is making me think like cinnamon and sugar.
Son of a gun.
What's that? Fireball?
Yes, and that's what I thought when I first saw Fire and Cane. I thought that's a cinnamon whiskey, like Glenfiddich is making a cinnamon whiskey. I don't think so. And so I never touched it until I saw somebody on Instagram talking about it, and the way they described it, I was like, oh, son of a gun, I'm gonna have to try that. And so I did, and I'm happy I did.
This is saying baked apple, toasted marshmallow overlaid with soft smoke and wood spice.
Yep. But if you flip that around, it'll say something else. The Fire and Cane refers to the fact that different people will get different tasting notes, much like, you remember the blue dress issue online?
Oh, where some people saw it as blue and some saw it as
yellow,
or what color?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, what other color was it? Like, it was blue and it was like a white or something? I don't know.
Oh, the whiskey that will divide you, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And so some get very smoky, some get very sweet. This is...
Whoa, what?
Yeah. Oh, for the record, stop. This is Billy's first peated whiskey. I was going to start him off with like an Ardbeg or a Lafroig.
What is going on there?
But I saw it and I was like, you know what? We just got to try it. So this is what we decided to try. You don't know?
This is crazy. All right.
Yeah?
I smell apple.
Okay.
And I think I smell the peat because that's a strong scent in there, but
yeah, and you get a kind of a smoky scent, don't you?
What?
Think back to that Balcones and that smoke, but a different smoke, right? Like instead of mesquite wood or hickory, we're using peat moss.
This is going to be crazy.
Isn't it? Like, dude, like this smells amazing. Like there's a scent in there. It's got to be that peat smoke that I enjoy so much because I really do like Lafroig. I don't think I've had one I don't like. Ardbeg. I don't prefer Ardbeg to Lafroig. I'm a Lafroig fan for anybody who doesn't know.
I don't have any idea what he's talking about.
You're still here. What are you doing? Hey,
sniffing this. This is crazy,
isn't it?
Which is really funny because last episode we did the Crown Royal.
Oh yeah,
and the Crown Royal is like it's like alcohol and I wouldn't even call it caramel. I want to call it just like burnt sugar.
Okay,
because it's like caramel seems richer and more flavorful than what that was.
All right, I think I can agree with that.
So like, it was just like simple. It seemed simple.
Yeah.
And you smell this, and it's just like
there's stuff going on in this glass, huh?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more complex and interesting.
Oh man, yeah. See, like, that just smells awesome.
Like you smell a Crown Royal, you're like, okay.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like,
smells a little sweet, a little alcohol-y, like alcohol-y.
Alcohol. That's it. Okay. Yeah.
And this is just like very, very interesting. Mm-hmm. All right, are you ready?
Try it. Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. Ooh, man. What?
Taste buds are dancing, huh? I get that smoke.
Is this?
I get a bit of dryness. I get that sweetness on there. It's almost kind of creamy.
Or illegal tasting. What's in there?
100% malted barley. Right. And then this one, it's a single malt Scotch whiskey, but it's aged in rum barrels or finished in rum barrels.
That is not Fireball.
No, it isn't, is it?
No, that's not.
See,
not even close.
That's when I thought it was something like Fire and Cane, like, oh, it's a sugary cinnamon drink, like Fireball. Okay, like I'll leave it on the shelf. That's cool. Other people will drink it. When somebody else had given the tasting notes on Instagram, and I apologize for not being able to remember who it was, but I had commented that I was going to have to pick up a bottle, and yeah, it's great. But again, that's me and that peaty whiskey, that peaty Scotch that I like. What do you think? Your first peated whiskey, not your first smoked whiskey, but your first peated whiskey.
Man, it's kind of good.
Isn't it?
So the alcohol is in there, but it's not overwhelming. What proof is this?
Only 43%.
Okay. And then there's like this new flavor that's a little bit smoky. It's a little bit...
Do you get more smoke or more sweet?
I'm thinking like a tingly, but that's not a flavor. It's like...
Tastes very tingly.
It's very... God, what is it?
Yeah, drink some more, find out. Give us some tasting notes.
Man, that's good though. I don't know what that flavor is. It must be the peat.
That's what I'm thinking. That's the only thing you haven't tried in here, and that's what I'm getting a lot of. And it's
not like a singular flavor. It's one flavor when it hits you, and then it just kind of like transforms just a little bit.
Yeah,
not a whole lot, just a little bit.
Changes a little bit,
and it's good.
Yeah,
and it gives you a little like I don't know, kind of is a little bit of a dry. Mm-hmm. It leaves your mouth a little dry.
Yeah.
That's something else.
All right. Well, where does this rank then? Like, this sounds like this might be actually one he's enjoying.
I don't know. I think the 1920 that we recently had was probably a better, like, just sipping whiskey if you wanted to.
All right.
Be one of those guys that sit in your fancy chair and sip whiskey. But this one's really good.
Yeah. So this one comes in just behind that 1920. Then
Well,
pretty much,
I don't think this isn't what I think a whiskey is. Like when you say whiskey, I don't think of this as a whiskey.
Oh, dude, yeah. So
like I'm thinking the 1920s seemed like more of a whiskey or more of the bourbon flavors.
Yeah.
Like that
Well, it was,
seems like
yeah.
more of a whiskey. This is
you're touching into Scotch territory. So this is a whole new thing. Like depending on who you ask, they might say bourbon's not a whiskey. Because Scotch is where it's at.
well before this. I don't know what to call this whole thing. This experiment.
Oh yeah, this is experience.
I thought whiskeys were just like all the same. Like, you have your
Crown Royal and your Black Velvet.
okay.
No wonder he thought they were all the same.
Okay, you got me there.
Oh, Pendleton, same. All right.
I don't actually know what that tastes like, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. You kind of have that that oak taste, right?
Yep.
So alcohol in the oak barrel, like that's whiskey.
Yeah, that sounds like Crown Royal and Black Velvet. So that was your history.
Oh man, this has such a good aftertaste. Like it just leaves a good flavor in your mouth.
Yeah.
To just like mellow there and sit there and like this would be good to just take a sip and just enjoy it. Like
It's it, sipping whiskey, right?
I guess, yeah.
There you go. Like to just sit down in your comfy chair and to sip on. In your left hand, you'll have 1920. In your right hand, you'll have.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Glenfiddich.
No. We had that dead guy episode. What was that? Dead Man Rogue.
Yeah, Dead Man Whiskey, Rogue Distilling.
And we mixed two things that didn't turn out so well.
That was ale and whiskey. Like that's yeah.
No.
It would have been better if ale would have been better. I don't know.
Okay, so how much was this?
I don't remember. It was like $40, $45.
Really? I would definitely pick up a bottle of this for $40.
Yeah.
This isn't bad. This isn't bad at all.
No, I like it a lot.
So the alcohol flavor is like pretty masked by all the
All the other stuff going on. Huh?
yeah.
It's
it
like
doesn't burn.
I get part of a burn in there right at
Yeah, it
the
burns a
back,
little bit,
but it's like it feels like it's part of the flavor. It feels like it goes with everything else. Like as it blends together, like the burn hits and then it passes. Like you get flavors and then a burn, and then more
it's like
flavors.
part of the experience.
Yeah.
Like some of them you drink and it's just like, here's the burn, like right in your face.
Yeah.
And then you can taste some stuff, but they're like separated. Where this is more, it's kind of crazy how cohesive all the flavors feel.
Yeah.
But still you can taste the different things. Like,
there we go.
yeah, it's sweet, but not hardly. It's just enough to be good.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. That's either one or two.
All right. So we got
Actually, the reason it's not one probably is because I don't think of it as it's not a whiskey.
It doesn't fit like
It doesn't fit in my mental.
we have some whiskeys up there from the 291 distillery, and they're made down in Colorado Springs. And he made a rye whiskey. It's a guy from New York moved to Colorado to open a distillery, and he wanted to make a whiskey that he imagined the cowboys drinking in the westerns.
Like
right?
you walk in the saloon and order a.
Yeah, give me a whiskey, right? Like, and
Yeah.
George Washington, by the way, was a big distiller, and he distilled mostly rye whiskey. So,
I'm not
so
the
if you
biggest
watch
fan
the
of
old
rye
westerns, you might see the rye. So, one of the things we might try we will try at some point is that, because for a rye whiskey, it's like it's pretty good. It's pretty interesting. They do things a little differently. They use smaller barrels, and then they throw different staves in there of different woods to impact and add more flavor, or add more subtlety to the flavor.
This one is on my recommended list.
All right. So, dude, like the last 4 weeks, sorry, you didn't recommend the Crown Royal, but you did recommend the Brimstone. That's a good one to try.
One time. Brimstone is a one-time purchase.
Yeah, but purchase whole bottle.
You should buy it and try it.
And then enjoy the bottle
And
for a
enjoy
while it
it,
lasts.
and then you don't need to buy it again.
Yeah, because the bottle will last forever.
Because you'll remember it.
You'll be like, wow, like, uh-huh. And the 1920, right?
Yeah, that stuff was pretty good.
Yeah. And now this stuff. So in the last 4 weeks, you've recommended 3 bottles. I guess maybe you didn't recommend the 1920, but I think maybe you did. I don't know.
Yeah, I recommend that one. So, I recommend Buffalo Trace. I'm looking at our list down here. Okay, let me run through it real quick for everybody.
All right.
All right, so we got the Moonshine. No. We got Jameson, which was... you know, like it. I think I remember it having a kind of an apple, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't. It was not something I'd recommend. Maker's Mark was. I thought it'd be better. I thought I was really going to enjoy that one, but I didn't. Yeah. Monkey
cool
Shoulder, don't recommend.
Don't listen to him.
What do we have? The Toki? Was that the
Suntory Toki? Yep.
Yeah.
First Japanese whiskey.
Didn't recommend that one.
Yeah, you didn't care for that one. That one or the Monkey Shoulder.
Yeah, the Dalmore, that one was good.
Yeah.
I think that one was worth trying. In the blind taste test, I didn't seem to enjoy it. But
no.
I don't know why.
Probably because you almost killed yourself with it.
But yeah, I thought that one was good. The Bullet Rye.
That one played with you a lot.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody else would have that same experience. So
you didn't seem to have it in the blind tasting.
I think if you haven't had a rye, like that's pretty interesting.
That was your
to
first
try.
rye, yeah.
Yeah. And the High West was kind of uneventful.
Was the next rye
after the Bullet. Buffalo Trace, I thought was good.
Yeah. First whiskey he actually asked about.
Dead Man was.
That was an experience.
Yeah, I didn't come out of that thinking it was great. The Four Roses. I guess I didn't like that one, right?
No, I don't think you cared for that one at all.
Black Velvet was
your favorite.
I was
your
pretty excited at the beginning of that episode, and then I tried it, and I was like,
you had the creepiest look on that one. You're like, all right.
It's like, Kurt's got to try this one. It's gonna be awesome. No, it wasn't. Then we had what's the next one?
Gold Spur.
No, Black. Oh,
Black Velvet and Gold Spur.
Yeah, Gold Spur. All right. The Gold Spur was not a...
That was your first corn whiskey.
Yeah, it was too light and too much alcohol.
Yeah, too much of the alcohol carried through for him.
Yeah. And
then with 1920.
Yeah, and then we were up where we have here, 1920, the Brimstone and
Crown Royal, and now the Glenfiddich.
Yeah.
Fire and Cane.
Yeah, this stuff's pretty good. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the complexity of it and all the flavors and the aftertaste. And
now let's add some to our infinity bottle.
Go ahead.
Me? He has been stingy. I'm going to show you how his stingy his pours have been. It's like you'll never fill this bottle up.
It's too much. Too much.
There we go.
Gotta save this stuff. It's good.
It actually really
just
is.
fill that up with Black Velvet.
No, this is like good whiskeys. Wait, did we put Black Velvet in there?
I don't remember. I hope not.
We might have just like passed that whole thing. Like, let's pretend the Black Velvet didn't happen. We did put, like, I think you put about a 16th of an ounce of Crown Royal in here, just to say we put Crown in there. So it's filling up. We'll get enough soon so we can fill our barrel and age it and see how our own concoction turns out.
Pretty impressive. I'm surprised I like this one.
Yeah. Such like...
How long has this episode been? Like a half an hour now? An hour?
20 minutes, something like
hours.
that. All right. Join us next week for whatever the hell we decide we're going to do.
Whatever he decides.
Yeah. And is that it?
Go try this and tell us what you think.
Yep. Let us know. If you've already tried it, let us know. If you haven't, buy it and tell us. And if you like it, send us a bottle. All right.
We can do that?
Dude, sure. All right. I'm out. Cheers, everybody. Next week.